I am totally humbled to be up here today. Dr. Ed, Doctor. Okay. But they do call me Dr. Feelgood in my neighborhood. So I do feel okay about things. I think we need to lighten up this whole day and get this party started in terms of kind of digging into the meat of the matter. It is a total pleasure for me to be up here, both personally and professionally. For those of you who know me, I am deeply committed and highly passionate about advocacy, especially in terms of early detection, realizing that, in my opinion, our community sucks when it comes to taking care of their health. So let's not mince words. You're the solution to the problem, and I think it's just a great day and a hell of a statement with Russ's vision and his passion, his determination to start to kind of move this in a direction. So I could go on, I could wax poetically, but I think the best way for us to demonstrate how this really all works is to do some storytelling. And we have a great collaboration, a great connection this morning to present to you. The panel on Decoding Collaboration, Unlocking Possibilities, or what I have now changed to, and I do go off script, is It Takes Two to Tango. So we have the two tango partners that are going to be joining me momentarily, and I'd like to introduce Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, the president of Morehouse School of Medicine, and Dr. Dennis Leota, the executive director of the Emory Institute for Drug Development. Please give them a big round of applause.
We were gonna tango, but we weren't quite sure what the music would be.
Atlanta's Got Talent.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay,
we are in the theater, right? Right, yeah, right.
So
I don't want to push it. I've had a hard weekend.
Or we could turn this into The Odd Couple if you want, I guess, too, and just kind of talk this thing through. But this is just, we until last week have really never had a discussion, a dialogue on, how a collaboration, how kind of meant to be things do indeed occur along the way. So I'm going to kind of, Valerie, let you start with, give everyone a minute of background on your unbelievable career and rise to the top. And as we have reported, I'm proud to say, please.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks, Health Connect South. This is a fabulous opportunity to bring this community together so that we can solve all the problems of the world. As said, I am the 6th president and dean at Morehouse School of Medicine. I had a great inaugural weekend. Thank you for everyone who attended. But I'm also a reproductive endocrinologist and fertility specialist. I've spent the bulk of my career advocating on behalf of women as a clinical researcher. Early in my career at the University of Kansas, I was the founding medical director for our clinical trials unit. And there I participated in multiple research studies looking at third-generation progestins for the oral contraceptive pills that are on the market now. I was the lead researcher for the HOPE trial, which looked at low-dose therapies for hormone replacement therapy. And then when I moved to Meharry, I founded the first center, the Center for Women's Health Research, which was devoted to disproportionately looking at research that disproportionately impacted women of color. So we did a lot of work on fibroid disease, breast cancer, other initiatives that we really saw were disproportionately impacting underserved women. And so I am continuing to be passionate about this in my spare time. I like to believe that I'm going to continue to do my work with the University of Zambia, working with my colleague out at UC Davis, and hopefully Dennis and his group on another collaboration where we're looking at vaginal microbicides and the prevention of HIV.
God bless you.
Yeah.
I'm I'm a professor in the chemistry department at Emory and have been involved in drug discovery and development for the past 25 years. I'm one of the inventors of Epivir and Emtreva, which are used to treat HIV and hepatitis B infections. It's been estimated that approximately 95% of all HIV-infected patients in the US use one of those two drugs on a daily basis.
Just saving lives. Yeah. What am I doing up here? I'm having. Never mind. Please tell the story. Tell the love story. Dance for us. How did this all start?
Let me start by giving you the background to how our collaboration started. A few years ago, a patient in a clinical trial who was taking a drug called Q122 exhibited a dramatic resolution of her hot flashes during the entire 56-day period that she was on the drug. Subsequently, Emory University and the University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia, created a startup company called Q Oncology to develop several potential therapeutics for cancer, and one of them was Q122. Because of the anecdotal efficacy that had been observed with this single patient, Q Oncology wanted to do an expanded trial specifically for women with breast cancer who suffered from hot flashes and who were being treated with tamoxifen. Valerie.
So we were, I guess it was, I don't know, last fall sometime, we were at the Georgia Aquarium at a healthcare event. My colleague and I, Dr. Elizabeth O'Feely, who runs our clinical research unit, and we happened to take our glass of refreshments to stand by Dennis and his partner, George Painter, who's also at Emory. And we started talking and just talking about why we were there, gave a little bit of background. And as I started to tell Dennis about my career in clinical research in women's health, he started getting fidgety and he was getting excited. He was getting really excited. And I said, okay. And he started to tell me about this opportunity. And I told him, well, you need to come to Morehouse School of Medicine in our clinical research unit. And with our expertise, we can partner with you to get this trial up and running.
And then what happened? Tell us more.
Okay, so Dennis, you go.
Well, we worked with Dr. Rice, Montgomery Rice's colleague, Dr. O'Feely, and she helped us to set up the trial in terms of everything that we needed. And we, the specifics really were that Dr. O'Feely enabled us to first identify a principal investigator from their community physician network, and Morehouse doctors also served as investigators. And Dr. O'Feely's staff really customized the program for Q Oncology. And this was really important because we were just a virtual pharmaceutical company, and we really needed that infrastructure that was present there. And the very excellent clinical staff at Morehouse School of Medicine really did a great job and helped us to verify the quality of all of our data. And the great news is that the outcome from the trial was really excellent. And we're now going to bring Q122 forward into a definitive phase 2 study in the same patient population to define what dose we'll use in all the subsequent clinical trials that we'll need for ultimate regulatory approval by the FDA. So it was a great outcome. We're gratified that we saw the effect with hot flashes that we anticipated we would in this larger study. And we're also happy that we didn't see any safety issues that might compromise further development of the drug.
So, you know, what really excited us at Morehouse School of Medicine to be able to do this, because first of all, we know that as women transition past the age of 50, that about 85% of women will have hot flushes. And although women sometimes will have them for the first 5 to 7 years after menopause, we do see that about 30% of women continue to have them throughout their life. And most women are candidates for estrogen therapy, and we don't have really good non-estrogen therapies that are consistent in reducing hot flushes. But we also know in this population that we were studying, these were women who were breast cancer survivors. And these were women who had been on tamoxifen, sort of an estrogen inhibitor. And so, of course, those women, because of their breast cancer, are not eligible for estrogen therapies. But tamoxifen and many of these women are aromatase inhibitors. Depending on which medication they're taking, they will have significant hot flushes. So with our community network of providers, we were able to go out into the community, identify a researcher who was really a practicing breast oncologist. We have trained about 75 community physicians to be certified to do clinical research in their office. So we recruited patients from that practice, brought them to the CRC at Morehouse School of Medicine, and were able to, over 160 days, have over 183 patient visits. And many of those visits were 12-hour visits because we were doing pharmacokinetic studies, because we really had to identify the right dose and really look at the toxicity. So I was very excited to see the capacity of the CRC to work with an outside group to pull us together to do this. So we completed the study, enrolled 30 women, over at about 150 that they screened. They enrolled 30 women. And now we are going to look at all of the data, and the next step is a larger trial, because we already have women who participated in the study asking us what's next, because we know that they apparently had some relief with this, and they are looking for opportunities. So this is just a great, I think, indication of what's possible when we sometimes meet at social events, come together, but then the important thing is that we follow up on the connection, we follow up on the relationship.
Great story, great future opportunity. One last question. Was it red or white wine?
I think it's always red.
I think for me it was champagne. I'm a champagne person.
Please give them a hand.